What I'm going to discuss, I am sure, will get me shadow banned, as the last time I talked about this topic we were summarily shadow banned as proof by our view count. But with more recent things, I feel that I must dive a little bit deeper into it. So let's do that. That thing is the conflict between Israel and Palestine. It is not something that I believe you have to be overtly political on, because the way I view it, the way I approach it, is from a non-political aspect. Now, I know they say politics isn't everything, and I'm sure that there will be underlying currents of politics the more that I talk about it. But I want to discuss it from a very practical, pragmatic, human standpoint. Let me give you a scenario with Thanksgiving being right around the corner. Can you imagine having your entire family over to your home for Thanksgiving? And during your enjoyment, during the festivities, I and maybe a couple of my friends, we break into your home. We do unspeakable, unimaginable, horrific, and depraved things to the children of that home. We do those same things to the young women in that home. We do horrendous, horrific, Hollywood horror movie type of things to the pregnant woman in that house. And then we leave. We leave you with all that disaster, that catastrophe, that unimaginable terror and grief and anger. We leave you with all that, with those emotions, with that aftermath of our acts are all around you. We leave you with that. And then we go back to our house and we show a large gathering of family and friends at our house what we did to you. We show them video recordings of our acts. We put it on social media. We brag, we boast about it. We have parties over it. We celebrate it extra hard. What we've done to you. Now, what right does anyone have to tell you not to retaliate? You saw it happen right in front of you. You had to deal with the aftermath of it directly in front of you. You had to handle that. You had to come to grips with it. You had to literally clean up the mess that was made by what we did to you. So you want to come retaliate. You want to come to our house now. Let's say our house is right down the street. You now want to come to our house and retaliate, justifiably so. But in that, as you are marching toward our house to take your pound of flesh, the neighbors want to stop you and tell you, no, peace, ceasefire. No, don't fight back. No vengeance. You can't retaliate for what they did. These neighbors all know what happened. They saw it. Remember, I put it out there for everyone to see, so they know exactly what happened. But now they want to tell you, no, you can't retaliate, because you got to understand that he has a house full of people. He has all his family and friends there. He has people over. You can't go retaliate. Innocent lives will be lost. Now think about it. That's you. You just saw your family and friends be slaughtered during a joyous time, a celebration, a festivity. I came in, did all that damage, left you with all that carnage, and now the entire neighborhood is telling you ceasefire. How would that sit with you? And then, to make matters worse, just to add that little extra insult, to twist the knife, I see you preparing to retaliate. I see you coming down the street to get me. And I want to come outside with my family, my friends, my children. And I'm asking you to cease fire. Don't retaliate. Please don't retaliate. After what I just did, I now have the gall to tell you, to ask of you, to beg of you, cease fire and don't retaliate. How would that sit with you? I'm just asking how. How would that sit with you? How would it sit with you for everyone around you to know what I did, and they're all asking you, don't retaliate? He has innocent people in there. Well, let me tell you how I would feel if I were in that situation. If it were my house being broken into, my family slaughtered, the deplorable and evil things done to my people, I would be beyond pissed. They do not have a word in the English dictionary, in the English language, to describe how angry and hate-filled I would be. You see, in that situation, the perpetrators, those who broke into the home, those who slaughtered and did all manner of unspeakable horrors and evil, they have forfeited all rights to ask for a ceasefire. They have forfeited all rights for any kind of rational, measured, or civil resolution to the situation. So they have forfeited all rights to their life because they didn't care about the people in my home. They didn't care about the little ones and the innocents in my home. No, they came with intent on causing damage, chaos, terror. And they did that. My brothers and I, we have a saying that will fit very well here. And that saying is, you get what you get. It really is that simple. You get what you get. The animosity, the fighting between Israel and Palestine has been going on for far more generations than we care to think back to. And in this battle, it has become a battle of propaganda. You see, not only is Israel asked not to retaliate, they are also being painted as the bad guys. For what reason? No one knows. But what we do know is that a group of Hamas from Palestine came into Israel and slaughtered more than 1,200 people. The greatest loss of Jewish life since the Holocaust. And yet, the propagandist, the mainstream media, is begging Jerusalem to cease fire. They keep calling Palestine oppressed, when Israel pulled out of Gaza years, decades ago. They tried to do a two-party state. They even asked Egypt at one point to take over because they wanted to have nothing else to do with it, and yet they wouldn't. So you might ask, why is it that if Israel has pulled out, why do they still call it occupied? Why is it that Palestine and the mainstream media pushes that narrative of them being oppressed in an occupied state of Israel? It's easy, because the UN said so. The UN knows, they have it documented, that Israel pulled out, been gone, but they still declare it occupied. The reason why is because even though Israel pulled out, they still have restrictions. They have air restrictions and ground restrictions. And the reason they have those restrictions is because Palestine wants them dead, period. Now, again, pragmatically speaking, I'm not sure about y'all, but if you had a neighbor that wanted you dead, wouldn't you put up boundaries, if you could, on what they could and could not do? Hell, our neighbors here in America don't want us dead. They annoy us, and we have boundaries and rules and fences. Don't park your car here. You can't park here. So how do you think that would apply to one nation neighboring another nation that wants them dead? So yes, I understand why Israel did that. I get it. They, being the UN, has told Israel that retaliation will be seen as a war crime. Yet the UN has documented and known about Hamas and the terrorists in the Gaza Strip using their people, civilians, as shields. So when you retaliate for their terroristic acts, you'll be killing civilians, and they can use that propaganda against you. The UN knows this. The UN has called it a war crime, but what have they done? They threatened Israel harshly. What would happen to them if they retaliated? Yet they know there's a terrorist organization using civilians as shields and have done nothing. Why do you think that is? I don't have the answers. I'm just giving you the facts as I know them. What is more insulting, and believe it or not, in a very weird way, amazing and almost admirable is how that propaganda machine has worked. Because here in America, you have a lot of these young dumbasses that simply do not know their assholes from a hole in the ground supporting Hamas. You have a lot of these people supporting a terrorist organization. There are a lot of people that support a genocide. And it's amazing because these same people were screaming, Black Lives Matter. Stop oppressing black people. Stop oppressing minorities. I've said it in several videos, and they prove it here. If it weren't for double standards, then the progressive, the liberal, the left would have no standards at all. Amazingly enough, a large majority of the Jewish population here in America vote Democrat. And yet, this same Democrat Party is very, very hesitant and very soft-spoken on calling out the horrific attacks that happened. They spend a lot of time calling anybody that supported Trump, anybody that's America First, these people called Nazis. Yet when a real Nazi-style attack happened, by which I mean an attack against a race of people just for being a race of people, when a real Nazi-style attack happens, they suddenly become mutes. You can't get a word out of them. They suddenly want to explain it away. They want to, what they always accuse the right of, the yeah but, and now y'all want a yeah but. Why not call it for what it is? You killed, maimed, raped women, children, slaughtered families in some really graphically disturbing ways. But these people, this generation, these people that don't do research for themselves and only believe the propaganda that the mainstream media pushes, these people are the ones that scream the loudest, and they're the ones that are pro-minority, huh? I have one question for those young morons. When they get through with the Jews, who do you think they're gonna come for next? Hamas doesn't want a world where it's just Jew-free. They want a world where it's just them in control and everyone else is subservient, which means eventually they're going to come for you. And when I say you, I mean you minorities, you young dumbass kids that are supporting this, trumpeting this as some kind of victory. You're next. Or you thought they were just going to stop with the Jews? It doesn't happen like that. When you have a group that believes that they are superior, they try to take it all. Do your research on Hitler. Just do that research on Hitler. Everyone thought he was going to stop too, and he didn't until we made him. But again, I'm not doing the political spin of it. Hell, if I did the political spin, I could be here another hour or two. But there is one final thing that I want to discuss. In the video where Cool Breeze and Lady J and I talked about it, and I spoke on getting caught up in a pro-Hamas parade, it terrified me because they are supporting Hamas. They are supporting a terrorist organization. All those people, every one of them I saw, I honestly thought, so this is how America falls. We have let in the terrorists. We have invited them in, given them shelter and comfort, and now they will bring us down. Because in the history of the world, every empire that has ever fallen does not fall from outside attacks. It always collapses from within. You see, that propaganda machine is real. Sure, you might have some Palestinians here that are very pro-Hamas, but I am willing to bet a lot of these people, at least half, are just simply sympathizers and empathizers that agree with it. You can call them microwave terrorists. All they're waiting for is the bing to go, and we are in trouble. And that is one of the things that I find wonderful yet disturbing, that we have this freedom of expression. Express yourself. Let us know who you are and what you believe. Sadly, and very frightening that a lot of them believe in the genocide of another people. I hope you were entertained and informed by that video. If you have something to say, got some thoughts on it, be sure to leave a comment down below. I ask that you share it out, spread the word. If you want to hear me bumping my gum some more, make sure you click that subscribe button and hit the notification bell. That way you'll be notified whenever I upload a video and you can hear more of me jaw-jacking. Please remember that these are exclusive videos on YouTube and Rumble. What you get on one spot, you may not get at the other. So follow me on both sites to get the full effect of Free Mind Thinkers. And until next time, remember to stand up, stand out, think differently. Holla.